guys, and welcome back to another video. For today, it is Friday. Today I'm going to be doing a new review. This is an older quadcopter that I have had for a while, but I just never did an actual review on it. So I'm not going to be doing unboxing because it's already been unboxed and some of the things are missing, so I don't have them all, but I can at least do a basic review for you. So let's get to it. So what we're going to review today is going to be the Syma X5C-1 quadcopter. And this review is for Ada Valdez and for Jamie Tester. I hope I said everybody's name correctly. They had requested in the comments that I do a review on the smaller quadcopter. So that's what I'm doing today for those guys. Alright, so here's the original box that it comes in. We'll flip it around. That's what it looks like originally. And this does have a camera. It's got the 2.4 gigahertz controller. The camera is about I think 2 megapixels, so it's technically high definition. It's not too bad. I'll show you the flight and video in a little bit here. I'll attach it to the video. So I'm going to spin around here over by the quadcopter, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the quadcopter. So this is the, again, Syma X5C. Now, I have done some modifications to this quadcopter. I'll spin it around so you can actually see the name. So I've done some modifications to this quadcopter. Obviously, I ordered some propellers from GearBest. They're all white, and this was my very first drone that I ever owned, and it was really hard for me to tell up in the air and get used to the actual direction of the drone. So I ordered red blades for the front and the white for the back. But underneath on the bottom, at the top, it does have they're like an orangish color when it lights up, and these are like a greenish color when they light up. And here's your actual camera here. Now I've modified the camera as well. When you originally get the camera, it's actually pointing down. So when I was doing the video, it seems like you were doing this, like you were looking at the ground a lot. So what I did is, and you can look this up, there's so many videos on the Syma X5C-1 or Syma X5C modifications that you can do. But what I did basically was I kind of took a couple extra screws. I don't know if you can see that in there, but I used some double-sided sticky tape right under there and kind of propped it up. And then I used the screws, longer screws, to you can see it's straight now instead of at a angle shooting down. But this is kind of what it looks like. It's not a bad little copter. This is definitely a beginner copter. It does not have any kind of auto hover feature. The newer models do. They have auto hover now in the newer ones, but this is the original older model. It's got little landing gear. It's kind of like just like basic like plastic. It kind of just like fits in there is all. So it's nothing fancy. It does have a little on-off switch on the back, which is actually really nice for one of these smaller quadcopters. And as you can see, when it turns on, it'll flash like that until you bind it to the actual controller itself. So, and the battery bay back here is pretty easy. All you do is you just take this little guy. This guy comes with with everything in the box. So it comes with a 4 gig SD card. It comes with a full set of propellers. It comes with a full set of propeller guards. I've beat those up pretty good. Comes with a screwdriver. Comes with a full set of screws for everything. With it, you get a charger. You get a battery. You get let's see, what else do you get with it? Batteries, remote, just about everything you need to get this guy up in the air. The batteries, they take about, they're just little tiny little batteries. I'll show you one here in a second. Give me one sec here, I gotta find it. There we go. Okay, so they're these little tiny little batteries. Let me get in front of the camera there so you guys can actually see it. So these are a 3.7 volt 500 milliamp per hour battery, and these are pretty standard little batteries. in the drone world. They're pretty inexpensive. I actually ordered a whole set of like 5 of them and a balance charger for like $15 on GearBest. I'll put a description and a link down below the video if you guys are interested at all. And here's the manual. It's pretty beat up because I've gone through it quite a bit. So when I was first learning. So, and here's the controller that you get with it. It's nothing fancy. And this is another modification I did. This is the original one is a short little stubby, and this is actually, I took the controller apart to get better range on it. So there's lots of videos out there how to do a range boost on the antenna. So, but this is kind of what it looked like. These buttons down here, they don't do anything. These buttons over here, they don't do anything. One of these up here, it's been a while since I've flown this, so I believe this one over here is for your flips. This one over here is for your speed. It has a low and a high speed, or like a beginner and then an advanced, so it just basically makes it go faster. And then I believe this one here is to up, I believe, is to take a picture. Down is to start the actual video. This one, I believe, is one of the trim buttons to trim the copter. This is another trim and another trim button. They've got a lot of trim buttons on this guy. And this is your typical, throttle up and down. As you can see, it does not go back to the center, so it is not an auto hover controller. And then, of course, this is your left and right and back and forth. And then when it turns on, it kind of blinks like that. And then you can see right here on the screen, it does actually display. It shows you the quadcopter, everything like that. So what I'll do real quick is I'll show you how to actually bind this to the quadcopter and get that. So hold on a second, and I'll spin around here and I'll show you guys how to bind this guy up to the actual quadcopter. Okay, so to bind the actual remote to the copter, it's pretty easy. So what you do is first you have to turn on the quadcopter, and it'll start flashing rapidly like that. After you get that on, you take your remote, the big button here in the center, you go up and see how the lights aren't flashing quite as fast, but they're still flashing. And then to bind this to the copter, it's really super easy. You just take the throttle up and down, and then you'll see this light stays solid, and then these guys stay solid as well. And then if you ever want to do a factory reset on this guy, there is no, let me get this where you guys can actually see it. There's no factory reset button like on the ProMark. So to reset, what you do is you take the controllers and you have to go down and to the left and down and to the left. Be very careful. I think it's down and to the left. Or maybe it's down and to the right. Let's try that instead, huh? There it goes. You'll see it kind of flashing, and then when it's done flashing, that means it's recalibrated again, and it's ready to go. So again, this is just a basic copter. It does not have headless mode on it. It does not have auto hover on it. Some of the newer models from Syma, I think it's like the X5C-1, that one does actually have the auto hover, but I don't know if that newer one has the headless mode. I know the X8s have the headless mode on them, but this is a great copter to start with. It's a great one to, like I said, this thing has been through so many crashes. It's been across the park. The wind, when I was first using it, it went up in the air. The wind caught it, went across the park into a neighbor's yard on top of their roof, and I had to go and explain to them that I was flying in the park and that I accidentally got on the roof. It also ended up in a tree about 30 feet up, which was kind of a pain in the butt to get that thing back down again. Luckily my brother-in-law was able to help me get it out of there. But it is a great little learner. Like I said, in the back here, it's not in there right now, but it does have a little 4 gig SD card that comes with it, so when you start the camera, it records right to the SD card, and you can just pop it out when you're done, and then just transfer that file onto your computer, or you can pop it into like a tablet, and you can watch it there. It also comes with a SD to USB little adapter, so you can plug it right into the computer, and you can actually just watch your files right there. So it's a really good, like I said, a really good little beginner copter. I'm gonna pause here for a second, and then I'm gonna show you a quick flight so you can see what the video looks like, and then I'll show you another quick little video after that my wife filmed for me, just of me flying the quadcopter back in our pasture. So hold on. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the two videos there. Like I said, that wasn't actually today. It's really cold here in Colorado. Last night, at least where I'm at, it dropped down to -18 degrees, which is really freaking cold. And today, I think the high is only going to be like 24 degrees. So for the people that I said I was going to try and get a trim video in today, how to trim your ProMark, that's not going to happen. It's just way, way too cold, and the quadcopter, you guys might have experienced this, I don't know, but when you get it out in really cold temperatures, a couple things happen. Is the board, obviously freaks out a little bit, and it doesn't control as well, and the batteries actually drain really, really super fast. So I hope you liked my quick little review of the again the Syma X5C-1. It's a great learning and a great basic little copter. They're pretty inexpensive. You can find them on Amazon for like under 50 bucks. They're pretty inexpensive. Don't expect this to be a DJI. Don't expect to get much out of it. I mean, it's just a very basic drone, but it's a good learning drone because you can learn a whole lot of stuff with it. So I recommend it for people that are just starting out or just learning, or if you want something to just fly around. You can fly this in the house too. Just be careful because it doesn't have the auto hover feature, and it doesn't have the headless mode on it as well. So just be really careful if you do choose to do that. But it's a great starter drone. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you really liked the video and enjoyed it very much, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down at the bottom. Also, you'll notice next to the subscribe button, there's going to be a little bell there. And that bell will let you know when I have new videos that come out each week. I typically post my videos on Thursdays and Fridays, and sometimes the weekend if I have extra time to do more videos. This weekend was a little rough with the weather. It's been really cold. We had about, it was close to almost a foot of snow, so I was out shoveling most of the day yesterday and cleaning up. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a awesome weekend, and I'll post another video for you guys next week. In the meantime, keep your drones flying up in the air, and we'll see you guys next week.